CLC Stage 6 Grammar Screencast. In this screencast, we will be covering present indicative, reviewing the perfect, adding the imperfect, talking again about subject-verb agreement, and adding two more prepositional phrases, post plus accusative and cum plus ablative accompaniment phrase. Let's first talk about adverbs. Adverbs can modify nouns, adjectives, and other adverbs. Celeriter currit, he runs swiftly. Here it's modifying the verb. Nimis gravis est, he is too serious. So it modifies the adjective. Now also the gods are praised, modifies the adverb no. Adverbs can modify in a meaning of ways: time, place, and manner. The adverbs you need to know for the National Latin exam are highlighted in red. Cras, tomorrow, as in procrastinate. Ubi, when or where. Diu, for a long time. Those talk about time. Place, ibi, there. Ubi, where. Huc, to this place. Usquam, anywhere, etc. Or manner. Cur, why. Igitur, therefore. You also should know sic, ita, and quam. Adverbs are formed off of adjectives. So they take the normal adjective stem and they generally end in E, or if it's a two-termination adjective, which we'll be learning about in several months, it can add in ter. So an adverb will either add an E or in ter. So they were swimming far from the shore. Longe, bene, saipe, misere. Obviously, it's longe. Let's talk about verbs. Again, we have here the present indicative, which have the common endings of o, est, mus, tus, and unt. We learned in the last chapter about the perfect, which all have the same endings: e, isti, it, imus, istis, erunt, suffixed to the perfect stem. In this chapter, we're learning about the imperfect, which is formed off the present stem, connecting vowel, and then bam, bas, bat, bamus, batis, bant. Now, so therefore you need to know these endings: o, estis, mus, unt, e, istiat, imus, istis, erunt, bam, bas, bat, bamus, batis, bant. The difference would be, mitit would be present indicative, simple present or progressive present, he sends or he is sending. Perfect indicative, he sent or he has sent. Or the imperfect, which is translated 90% of the time as he was sending, 10% of the time as he used to send. So here we have in the story, ambulabant, progressive past, were walking. Visux, perfect, he barked. Timabat, ba, he was fearing. Klamawit, perfect, Visux, he shouted. The imperfects are formed off the present stem with the connecting vowel lengthened, either a long A or mostly long E's, with bam, bas, bat, bamus, batis, bant. The imperfect formation is rather straightforward. You take your present stem, connecting vowel, and shared endings. And they're all familiar except for the irregular sum of ba. That indicates a progressive past. Ambulabant, third plural of ambulant, they were walking. Pulsabat, third singular of pulsat, he was punching. Quoquabatis, second plural of quoquitis, he cooks, he was cooking. Habebam, first singular of habeo, I was having. Plaudibas, the second person singular imperfect of plaudis, you were applauding. Remember, so the stem of the imperfect is the same stem as the present. It's not like the perfect, there's no radical stem change, but you are dealing with, of course, progressive past. Clemens was being strong, but the dog overcame Clemens. Quintus ambulabat was walking. Audiwit visux, he heard. So festinat, is it present, imperfect, or perfect? Well, first, does it have visux? No, so it's not perfect. Does it have bombasbat? No, so it's not imperfect. Festinat, simple present. Let's talk about subject-verb agreement and the aspect tense matrix. So as we introduced last chapter, there's an aspect which talks about the quality action, tense which talks about the time of it. Simple is a simple action. Progressive indicates progressive action. Perfective indicates a current state as a result of past time. Mitit, he sends. Mitit could also be translated he is sending. Misit, he has sent, could also be translated as misit, he sent. 90% of the time, mitabat will be he was sending. What's the other 10%? He used to send. Wexabat, ba, he was annoying. Pulsawit, V sucks, he struck, simple past. Nekawisti, let's look at it. I see a V and I see an isti. So it's a past tense. So this can't be it. And isti tells you it's what person number? Second person singular, you killed. Finally, as we look at some more phrases, we have here, of course, odd plus accusative limit phrase we've learned, pair plus accusative through phrase. Now we're learning about the post plus accusative after phrase, or behind. In plus ablative is a place phrase. Ex plus ablative is a source phrase. And cum plus ablative is an accompaniment phrase translated oftentimes as with. Now, post can mean behind or after. So after the hour, the boys were coming. The boys were coming, cum plus ablative accompaniment phrase, with their friends. So, what goes with omnibus? Does odd go with an accusative? No. Does caricum? No. Does pair? No. The only one that it goes is cum. So with all the forces, they come. They come with all the forces. Well, make sure you write down your questions for your Acuity. Make sure you do your highlighting in your notes, as well as your translation. And I'll see you tomorrow. Until that time, aloha.